I tell this to some friends in the States, I said, being black in South Africa, that is the closest you will get to what it's like to being white in America. And they go, what? I said, think about what I just said. And went, oh my God. You know, and it is. It's the closest you will ever get to see what it's like to be white in America. You just relax. You don't think about certain things. Of course, you're not stupid, and you know, you always are on your guard. I don't care if you're in London, Paris, Atlanta, LA, whatever. You're always on your guard because, you know.
In America, I had a couple of incidences where I was in danger. I had a gun pulled on me in Atlanta, and I had an in-home invasion in LA. I had that incident, and Andre said to me one day, he said, we need to be somewhere safe. We're safe in South Africa. I tell my family, I'm safe in South Africa. There's nothing I fear here.
I am Andre Radford.
I am Lewis Holly.
And this is our house that we bought here. Is the foyer, and we lined it up with a nice amount of artwork. This is a piece we bought in South Africa right here. It's how the musician. This piece right here is from Chad, and it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. These eggs here are from South Africa. They're ostrich eggs, and they're artisans that paint them and do wonderful things with them. This bowl here is Zulu, and we love these bowls. They're absolutely beautiful. These two are Kenyan, and there's another egg right there. This we brought from the United States, Art King's A Great Day in Harlem, and it's one of my favorite pieces. It's amazing. The pieces in here generally we brought from the United States. This is William Tolliver from his called The Sharecropper. It's one of my favorite pieces. Bought it years ago. It's a beautiful oil that we brought in from the United States. And this piece right here is from an artist from Senegal, Aziz Diane. And what he does is he paints on glass, and then he flips it over, and this is what you see. For example, his signature you see is in reverse, so. I think for South Africa, I don't want to get too political on it, but the current climate in the United States is really bad. But the climate's always been, testy. What you have to understand is in South Africa, I tell people, I don't have to wear my armor. In America, when you go out into the street, when you go out anywhere, and if you're African American, you understand what I'm saying, it's macroaggressions, microaggressions, and you constantly have to kind of just, deal with that day in and day out. When I came to South Africa, I just exhaled. It was like, okay, it was just, I didn't have to sweat, just being around, approaching people. I mean, even the Afrikaners here, very, very friendly, especially once they hear your voice. They're extremely friendly then, and the people are just, good morning, sir. How are you, sir? They have to, in America, it's, I need it yesterday. Let's go, let's go, let's go. South Africa teaches you your home training that your grandmother taught you. It's kind of, one time I was in a store and I'm just, typical American. I walk up and go, hey, where's the da-da-da-da? And the guy came up to me and said, good morning, sir. How are you today? I went, oh, geez, I'm fine, sir. How are you? He goes, now, what may I help you with? And I was like, okay, yeah, come on, slow it down, And I love that about South Africa. I love the cultures, the children are very respectful. You're constant, good morning, sir. How are you, sir? And I love the service. I love everything about South Africa. The weather, it reminds me of LA, because I don't really like humidity. The weather reminds me a lot of LA. It's wonderful, wonderful weather, and it's just a wonderful place to live.
I agree with Andre on the weather, but I also want to say this. Being in South Africa, in Johannesburg, and especially where we live in Midstream, I was worried because I play tennis. That's my passion. And I was afraid I couldn't bring it here. And amazingly, they have tennis courts right outside where we live here, and I get to play tennis for the Midstream team, and I love it. it's one of the things I've done since in my early 50s, I started playing tennis, and that's been my passion. But the main thing I do want to say about being in Johannesburg is I loved learning the languages, the Xhosa, the Zulu, and even the Afrikaans. It's not automatic, but I'm trying to learn it from the different people. I do want to admit one other thing. I was not expecting to feel so comfortable in another country as I am here. Every day we wake up and we find ourselves saying, pinch ourselves, we're living the dream.
Yeah. Also, I want to say, as a gay couple, you know, it's always that, oh my God, Africa, they're going to kill you if you go there, you know. South Africa is incredibly gay friendly. In South Africa, Botswana, Mozambique, there are countries in Africa that are very, very, very gay friendly. And so, I mean, Joburg is, no one flinches. You say, oh, this is my husband. Nobody flinches on that. You know, everyone's like, oh, okay, you know. Cape Town makes, you know, San Francisco look like Texas. I mean, it's just really, really, you know, it's an amazing place. It really, but I think that's why we wanted to do this show is that, you know, if you are a gay couple, yes, South Africa is ideal for you. I mean, it's better than any place in the States. Also, you know, Botswana, Mozambique, Namibia. I mean, these countries are very open, very welcoming. You know, you don't have to hide, and it's wonderful, man. It really is.
It's also good for single gays as well, because you can find a community here. I always say, Andre and I have found a tribe. A lot of expats, South Africans, and various other nations, and they come together here. I want to mention, me and Andre had our birthday parties this past year, and I never thought I'd have a party where 85 people showed up.
Almost 100.
Almost 100 showed up, and Andre had almost 75 people at his party, and there's no contest. But, but we had so many friends that we've made here in South Africa, and honestly, me and Andre, we were very limited in America where we would do, because we didn't want to get involved with too many people. But here we find we have a tribe, we have community. There's a lot of events and fun things to do in South Africa that we couldn't do in America. As far as home, Andre is a homebody, but I like to go out and do things, and we fit because we can both come together and do things together, and yet sometimes I want to go do something and he wants to do something, we can.
And through here, these are the Xhosa women. It's a series. There's an artist, Cynthia St. James, and she did a series of, in South Africa, Xhosa women, these three right here that we brought. And this warrior here, we brought here. You know, I call him Barack, you know, but Lewis calls him Shaka, but I call him Barack. And I think he's pretty beautiful, you know. And take you through here. This is Lewis's room, beautiful windows, and you know he put all the artwork that he wanted, you know, up on the walls, and you know. And let me tell you, the secret to a 31-year-old marriage: separate bedrooms. You know, you don't get on each other's nerves a lot, you know. So we decided to do that. No, you know, we go to his place or my place, you know, his room or my room, you know. So. I love in South Africa the indoor-outdoor living. Lots of windows, lots of, you know, light coming in. Yeah, it's a very nice room. It's a very nice room. Of course, this is his bathroom right here. All of the bedrooms are en suite. And this is my bar right here. Lewis doesn't drink that much, but it was just that was my first, you know, impression of South Africa. It took him a bit, but for me, you know, it was just, you know.
His second impression was, God, let Lewis like this. I don't want Lewis not to like it. Lewis, please, nothing happens to you.
Yeah, don't get your phone snatched. Don't get, you know.
And honestly, I was okay with it. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I was just overwhelmed. But I did say to him, if I could find a place where my dogs can live, I'll be fine. And literally, we found a place where my dogs can live. And that's when I knew we were going to be fine here. But it took me about a month to really accept this and enjoy this.
You know, it's just, wow, you know, it's just being a feeling of home. I look like everybody. I just, you know, hello, hello. I started even speaking to people I didn't know. Hey, how are you doing? How you doing? It's just, that was the first feeling, the first impression. Oh.
I was given a little bit of a different feeling because people were looking at me and they'd say, what are you? And I'd say, I'm black. And they go, no, you're not. You're colored. And I'm like, I'm not colored. And now I've accepted, yeah, I'm colored. In South Africa, I am colored. But nobody thought I was black here. And that's what threw me, because I was like, in America, I'm black. Everybody says, you're black. When I open my mouth, they know I'm black.
Well, no, it's not that. You can be black from Wesley Snipes to Mariah Carey in the States, and you're black. Come on.
But here, it's a little bit different. But my first impression was, as I recall, and I'm being honest, I was jet lagged, so I was like, oh, this is okay. I just wanted to go back to lay down because it was just so tired. The long 15-hour flight really took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
And I had a time adjusting to it. Also, the air is thinner in South Africa than it is in America, so
elevation.
The elevation. So the breathing was a bit difficult for me then. Since then, I've actually adjusted to it. But my first impression was, it's okay, but I'm tired.
And this right here is the great room. This is what really blew me away when I found the house, the 15-foot ceilings, and I just love the look of it. No, this picture here is Lewis and I when we first met, literally a week after we first met, and then this is a picture of us of like 2006, and we need to put another one of us like today and all. But the artwork here we got in South Africa, and I love these pieces. Just they remind me of later on William Tolliver. They're really incredible pieces. Oh, the blankets, Mdebele, and Kenyan. That's Kenyan also. I don't know the tribe though. These tribes I know are Ndebele. Let's see here. Of course, this is all all of the great room. This is Nigerian. This is this piece here, and I love these two pieces. This is more Benin, even though it's Nigeria, but it's more Benin. And this is Indonesian. This is Ndebele also, right here. This egg is really beautiful. This is from the Gambia, from Ghana. The mask on top is from Ghana, and this is from Cameroon. And this piece we brought from America was also William Tolliver. It's a mixed media landscape. That's the same artist that you saw that was the sharecropper, And these pieces are from South Africa. They're beautiful, bowls and all. They're beautiful bowls. The rand to dollar ratio is just, when people come and visit, they're like, how much is it? You're kidding. No. We go out to dinner and it's just like, really? I can't believe that, you're going out to a nice dinner and it's only this? In the States, inflation is out of control. It's insane.
I want to brag about one thing specifically, medical. Yeah. In America, medical is out of control. Here in South Africa, me and Andre we can call our doctor that morning and have an appointment that same morning. It's amazing. In America, you have to wait 3 weeks just to see a doctor. Here, it's like, come on, the doctor's got availability, come on in and see her. And the cost, I'll be honest with you, we don't have insurance here, but it doesn't break the bank.
No, we pay out of pocket.
We pay out of pocket, and it's worth it because the medical care here is phenomenal. I was on 16 pills in America. I'm down to 5 pills a day now, and I'm literally more healthier and we both lost weight since we've been here, but we're both healthier now that we're in South Africa. There's a quality of life here that we couldn't have had in America, and part of it is because the healthcare system here is better. When they brag about healthcare in America, first thing I say is South Africa's got better healthcare.
But the food, you come here and the vegetables are like a normal size, and they're not like the size of and it's because they don't have all the chemicals, all the and the chickens
GMOs
and all the GMOs and all, and everything's a bit fresh. Everything's much fresher,
Yeah.
and healthier
and tastier.
This bowl here is Zulu. It's one of my favorite, pieces here. It's Zulu, and I just think it's beautiful. It's just beautiful, beautiful craftsmanship. And This small piece right here, everyone thinks it's South African, but it's from Zimbabwe. It's called the Scholar. Actually got this in the United States. Got that in the United States. This large piece here is a famous photographer called David Balan, and it's from the Turkana tribe in the north part of Kenya. And my favorite actress, Viola Davis, I was watching something on TV, and they scanned across the living room and I went, oh man, stop, stop, stop. And I saw that. And I was like, God, that's beautiful. And I was here and I said, oh, that's the piece Viola Davis has. So I had to get it for the wall. It's a huge piece. I didn't realize how big it was. But luckily, we have big ceilings and all. I didn't realize how big the piece was until we got it here, but it fits and all. Hers is just like above the fireplace. But this one, yeah, it's really beautiful. This, of course, is just the kitchen. All of this in here. Nice big kitchen. I'm the chef. So it's kind of nice having a nice big kitchen. I've got to learn how to use these stoves. I don't know how to use them yet. Someone's got to teach me how to use these schmegs, because I use the gas stove over here, So, and over there is the second kitchen. It's the scullery, in here. In South Africa, they have second kitchens, and they're called the sculleries. It's where all the washing up gets done, so you don't have to, really mess up the main kitchen, And that's kind of nice. You've got washer, dryer, dishwasher, sinks, et cetera, et cetera. You do the mincing, the dicing, and everything's good, back here and all. So I love I love a great room because everything's in, one big room and all. So I'll take you over here. This is my bedroom.
I'll do this first.
Yeah, go ahead.
My typical day starts at like 5:30. I get up, I let my 2 dogs out. By the way, I love my dogs. And I brought 2 of them from America, but one had to be put down, but I have 2 dogs again. I come up, I wake up and let them out. I basically get their food ready. I then, by about 7 o'clock, I'm getting myself out of my room so our housekeeper, Miss Selena, can go in my room, and I go into the pool house with the dogs, and I watch my YouTube TV, have my morning coffee, and I usually have a bowl of oatmeal. Old man, can't help it. And then after that, I'm usually going to the store to buy Miss Selena her lunch. And if it's on a Tuesday, the gardeners come, so I go get him lunch. And then I wait for Andre to wake up, and I'm not going to say when he wakes up, let him tell you that. And then we basically plan our day.
Oh, my day is just really simple. I wake up when I wake up, and I'll have some breakfast. I'll get out of the room so Celine can go in and clean and all. And it depends. Either we're going out to lunch that day or I'm cooking something that day. So I'll spend, like the morning cooking, have a couple of glasses of wine. I love South African wine. It's the best wine in the world. I can't go through a day without a glass of wine in South Africa. It's wonderful,
I have a glass of a snifter of Fireball.
Yeah.
I love Fireballs.
But just really relax for the day. Do whatever I feel like doing. You want to take a walk, take a walk. You want to do this, you want to take a dip in the pool, take a dip in the pool. And that's the wonderful thing, That's the wonderful thing, that you can do anything you feel like doing that day,
On Saturdays, I leave the house and go play tennis for the day. I play tennis all day. And then during the weekdays, sometimes I go play paddleball.
Yeah, he likes to play paddleball.
I like to play activities, but
you can do something or you can do nothing. It doesn't matter. And this is my bedroom. I love it because I love the high ceilings. It's 15-foot ceilings in here, just like they are in the great room. And I love all the light. It's open up. It's open, to the backyard. And, it's just tons and tons of light, coming in through here. And it's a big room, and it's comfortable. And I can have a nice big 85-inch. It's almost like it doubles as a home theater almost in here. I can lie in bed and, watch movies. And it's nice, man. It's real nice, And in here, this is my dressing room. I have a picture of Duke Ellington in my dressing room because I think, he has a great style. And this in here is my bathroom. It's the biggest bathroom I've ever had. I mean, it's a huge bathroom. And nice big shower, outdoor area. I planted the jasmine. I love the smell of jasmine, so I planted all the jasmine out there. You open it up. I still haven't taken a bath. I'm not a bath guy. I'm a shower guy. I'm not a bath guy. So tons of counter space and all, and that's really nice and all. So, but yeah, it's a great bathroom. All in the summer, you open up all this, and it's nice and cool in here, and you can just go out there and sit down if you want. Of course, that's the water closet. You guys say toilet, we say water closet.
Retirement in South Africa is, I'm going to say it without any pause, freedom. It is the freedom to do whatever we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want to do it. In America, you are limited by some of the potential. Weather can be a hindrance, to what you can do. But in South Africa, the weather's always nice. Andre and I find that we can go out. We love to go out and explore new restaurants. Now, we're not big travelers. We've done a lot of traveling when we were in the States. We did go to Cape Town recently, and we have been to Durban. And we're going to go to Mauritius, hopefully sometime in the next year. But we like Joburg, and we haven't explored enough of Joburg.
Yeah.
We've been able to go see the Mandela Sanctuary. I've been to Pretoria. We've been to so many places inside Johannesburg. And retirement means literally freedom to do whatever we want to do.
Or do nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
That's and you work your whole life, you invest in everything for this. This is the best time of life. I think it's the best time of life.
I have a lot of friends in America that keep saying to me, I want to grow up and be you. I'm like, I did too. I wanted to be me too.
When you come on out, what I love about South Africa is the indoor-outdoor living. It reminds me a little bit of LA because the weather's so nice, We have outdoor, we spend a lot of time out here. There's my wine fridge that's full. And I love the wines in South Africa. And it's really nice, and you have the gardens out here and the pool when you want to take a quick dip. And of course, we have the pool house, which of course Lewis uses more than I do. When our housekeeper is cleaning his room, he comes out here and just relaxes. And it also doubles as a guest room, And, it's weird. It's kind of like a little house away from the house, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice, So, and the couch lets out. That's what makes it a guest room. And of course, here's the restroom here, the bathroom here, out here. No need to put a kitchen out here because the kitchen's right there. So. And this is our lounge here with the fire pit, huge fire pit. And when it gets cold, and it does get cold, I just grab a bourbon, light it, and it's really nice back here. It's very nice back here. When we entertain, like when we have the parties and all here, we'll set up tables back here, and it's because of the trees and all, it's nice shade. And it's nice, it's nice back here, So it's a big enough backyard for entertaining, and you come in through here, and so you can see the house from back here. And of course, this is all open over here. This is all park. There's a walkway through there and a manicured lawn, but it's a wild grass park through there. So it's nice and open over here.
African Americans in South Africa Facebook page,
right,
which is done by Greg Collier. We also are, we know a lot of members of this, of expats that are here, and I'm saying a large number. Whenever somebody comes to South Africa, Johannesburg, I find people always recommend, talk to Lewis and Andre. Because whenever somebody comes to our house, the first thing they say is we're doing what they want to do. We're living here, we're thriving here, we're surviving here, and we're enjoying it here. And I'll be honest, I've spoke to several people recently in the States that are coming, and the first thing they say is, can I come to your house? And I'm like, sure, come on. And when they come, the first thing they say when they come here, they say, I've never felt so much welcome in another place. And I said, you're home. Whenever you go anywhere in South Africa, the first thing they say to you is welcome home. And I love that. We went to Mandela Sanctuary, and we'd walk in the door and they'd say, welcome home. that's community. I call it tribe because in a lot of ways, the expat community is a building tribe. People are joining and they're basically finding themselves to be a part of this community.
But through that, we meet a lot of South Africans also.
Yes, we do.
Which is wonderful. You know, that's the expat community will be a venue through which you can meet a lot of South African citizens and all. Okay, coming through here. This is more the what's the word I'm looking for? Taking care of the house side. This is staff quarters bathroom. So that if anybody's working on the house or your housekeeper, that's the bathroom that they use. So they don't have to necessarily come into the house. These are JoJo tanks. These are what we have in South Africa sometimes. If in certain parts of the city, they'll have like water shortages sometimes, you know, not that often. But what this is full of water in case anything happens. We can go like a week just on these tanks alone. And sometimes the water will go out in the city, in the old part of the city for like about a day or so, but we don't have to worry about that. And we also have solar. That's one thing, if you move to South Africa, get solar. So, you know, any kind of electrical problems you won't have. And we have, this is just storage. Is it open? No, it's locked. This is just storage in here for like stuff for the gardener and just stuff in general. Through here. Okay, we have a 4-car garage. This one's tandem parking, so you're fine, and then 2 cars over here. This is the walking path through the wild grass and all. So you start here, and then you go out, you know. We put a bench here for people waiting for Ubers, so they had a place to sit. And we're kind of back to the front here. We can go through. Come on through here. I'll take you upstairs. Oops. And this is the upstairs. This is our 4th bedroom, but we use it as kind of a catch-all room, as a guest room. It has, of course, its own bath. You know, we have our treadmill here, the printers up here, one of the laptops. We use it kind of as an office, guest room, catch-all room. How friendly they are. How you know, how much they're respectful, family, tradition. You know, that's just, that to me, that's wonderful.
The customer service, you go into a store and everybody wants to help you. Nobody wants you to stand there. You can look like you're puzzled. No, everybody wants, what do you need, sir? What are you looking for? And it's so funny because in America, you go to Walmart and you're looking up and down the aisles. Does somebody work here? But here, the workers come to you, Macros, they come to you. They want to know, how can I help you? And I love that about this country. It's so refreshing to be customers right and always helped. They don't leave us wondering, where's this, where's that? And if you have to return something, they never say no.
It wasn't a big sacrifice for me to move here. It just wasn't, you know? When I saw here, it was like, and this is the place.
I sacrificed certain family members. I have family in America that I still talk to a lot. But I have to be honest, I have to live for me and Andre, not for them. But I do say that I do miss some family members of mine, but I'm glad that I'm with him. He's my world, my family, and that's the way it should be.
Gosh.
Up a shore. But it's a wonderful feeling to know that I have his back and he has mine. And everything else falls by the wayside.
I would say, you know, basically, I would say slash it by half. And some people even say a third, depending on how you do it. But easily slash it by half, being groceries, services. Services, good Lord, I mean, you can a quarter. You know, you can knock that down to a quarter. It's your housekeeper, your gardener, your cook, your pool person, you know. And it's, it's just amazing.
An example.
And the thing is, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The thing is, what you want to do is when you get here, you don't come to Africa to get a job. You come to Africa to bring a job or to make a job. And so you really need to have some American income coming in through your portfolio, through maybe you work remotely, rental properties, apartment buildings in the States. You need to have some money coming in from that. You need to have dollars coming in. And that's always my advice to people. Make sure you have dollars coming in.
I can give you an example. I was talking to my aunt yesterday on the phone, and she asked me, she was telling me how much she spent on a loaf of bread. She spent $8 on a loaf of bread in America. We spend about $1.50 on a loaf of bread. And that's ridiculous. And the bread is far better quality here than it is in America.
Less sugar, less preservatives. Now, one thing with bread is you got to put it in the refrigerator automatically.
Yeah.
Because in about 3 days it's going to mold. Because it doesn't have all the preservatives and everything on it, So, but it's much healthier. It's much better.
The only thing I miss in America is Panda Express.
God.
And that's a restaurant. Everybody knows who's in America knows Panda Express. They don't have Panda Express in South Africa. Hint, hint, somebody get an idea and come with it. But I miss that's the only thing I miss in America as far as food goes, Panda Express. He makes some of the Panda Express recipes at home for me, but I would have Panda Express every week. Now I have to find different things to have here.
Well, fortunately, I've invested well. So that's almost not not an issue. The thing is, like I say, with the dollar to rand ratio, you're living twice as well as you would in the States. You have enormous peace of mind. You have an incredibly comfortable life. It's wonderful.
Andre has to remind me when I see something. He says, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, get it. You can afford it." He has to remind me. Living in South Africa, we can afford things that we couldn't afford in America. And I'll be honest, I find myself sometimes looking at something going, yeah, I want it, and I'll just get it. You said that we make less money. I don't think we make less money. I think we make enough money.
That goes twice as far. Yeah.
So we're doing good financially here.
I mean, basically, this is going to sound a little snotty, but if you're in the top 10% in the States, you generally are in the top 1% in South Africa. So, kind of think about that, as far as, buying power, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever your portfolio is in the States, you can kind of double it when you get here, It's just a comfortable, wonderful life.
My favorite word is enough. I have enough.
And then some.
I don't have to ever worry about, is there something I need, or my needs are met. Most of my wants are met, but I have enough, and I'm happy. Safety in South Africa means I don't worry about him and he doesn't worry about me. Now, that's not to say when we're out, we don't check in with each other, because there are places in South Africa you don't want to be at night. But like I said, we make sure we are home by a certain time. And that's been like it for us for years. We're homebodies. Yeah,
we're safe in Midstream. But, when you're outside in certain areas, like the CBD, you have to be careful. You just have to be, but you have to be careful everywhere, but especially in certain places and all,
I have a more positive outlook on life. I really look forward to every day now. I always want to say that I'm blessed because I have Andre, my dogs, I have my home, but more importantly, in South Africa, I have a sense of a community, a tribe. I can call certain people at any time and day and night, and they will be there for me to share if I need to talk to somebody. Of course, I turn to him for everything, but if I want to talk to somebody else, I have friends now in South Africa I can turn to. It's more important to me that I can have that family community, and I call it tribe.
We're retired. We can't hustle on the side, really. We really can't make any money here. We can spend money here, which we do, but we can't really earn rand here.
When I did the processing of our retirement visas, I was able to get thoroughly into it. And so I offered to a lot of my friends, and people have offered me, other friends, to talk to me about the retirement visa. So what I found is people call me and say, can you recommend what we're supposed to do and everything? And I always give them this first tip: contact IBN Solutions. They are the ones that did ours, but I did the legwork. And I always tell people, you have to be thorough because South Africa does not play when it comes to the retirement visa or any of the visas. They really want you to be on the board, on up and up about it. But I've helped a lot of people, and I'm very proud of that. I'm able to help them. And I don't charge, no fees, nothing. I just want to help.
The people here, the atmosphere, and I would say, yeah, and very much the people, and just in general, you know, the thought of kind of looking like everyone else, you know, and it just gives you peace. You just exhale, you just relax, you know. So
I find I'm being accepted here, whereas in America there were places and people that didn't understand the relationship we have, because we don't look typically gay. People say that we don't. I hear it all the time. You don't look typically gay, but here they don't even phase. It doesn't phase them. They don't care. It's like you guys are together. Great, we love it. And I've actually had people walk up and say, "You're such a cute couple." And I'm like, "Thank you, I guess." You know, what else am I going to say? But it is freedom here. Freedom is the one word I can say for this: the freedom to live openly, freely, and love openly and freely.
I relax much more. I relax. I'm not tense. I'm just. I'm much more friendly to everyone. I'll walk down. Hey, how you doing today? Good morning. Hey, how are you? Never do that in the States. Ever do that in the States. It just relaxed, and that's what's so wonderful about it. You know. Our
relationship has become stronger in South Africa. We spend more time together than we did in the States. I'm more open to people. Welcoming. I don't mind people coming up to me and talking to me. In America, I had a very difficult time because of the politics of America. I don't have that here. I put that behind me now. And so I can find other subjects to talk about. I find myself more concerned with the South African people than I ever was with the American people. But like I said, Andre and our relationship is stronger now than it's ever been. Okay, we had one day where we both looked at each other and said, why did we do this? And that was when we got the cars, but we wanted to get the TRNs. And we had to go to what you would consider the DMV here. And we were given the runaround. And what happened was, and I picked on up, he didn't. We were at the DMV, and the guy looked at me and went like this. And I didn't know what he was saying at first, but you can give people a little extra tip, and they will work harder for you. Luckily, we went to a dealership that processed the TRN, so we just got it done at the dealership. That's the one day.
Yeah, the advice I have to you is when you have to deal with anything, dealing with the government or dealing with, have somebody do it for you. Have a lawyer do it for you. Have an agent do it for you, because you're in foreign, and that's not just South Africa. That's Mexico. That's Panama. That's parts of Europe and all. It's just easier to just have an agent do it and take care of it than you having to go down there and deal with the bureaucracy of the country. And that's just not South Africa. That's everywhere outside of the U.S.
And South Africa has a tendency. They'll say, "Okay, I'm going to do it," and they'll say, "Tomorrow." Yeah, sure. And then 2 days later, like, "We're coming."
Now there's now, and then there's now, and then there's.
And then there's when we get there.
But it's still better in Mexico. What they would do is we were there. We're going to be there at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and they don't show up till 3 o'clock the next day, and kind of walk in like nothing's wrong, So that's when you're out of the States. That's you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with things like that. So.
But I've worked with some of our contractors for the house and stuff, and the first thing I've told them is, do not give me a specific time. Give me a range. Give me a range of time you think you'll be able to make it. And I've actually found that helps them, because then I'm not sitting around waiting at 9 o'clock. I say, if you're going to be here between 9 and 12. Yes, that's good. And then at 11 o'clock they show up, and I'm okay with that because I planned for that. So that's one of the things I brought from America that I'm giving to a lot of the contractors here when they're dealing with us. Give me a range. Don't tell me a specific time. Just give me a range, and then I'll work within that range. Because I do a lot of the day-to-day communication and dealing with for the contractors, for the cleaners, for everything. And it makes a difference if they know that they got a range to work with. When I was working property management in America, that's one of the things I stressed to my contractors and to my staff. tell me a range. Don't tell me a day, a time, a day. Tell me a range, because that helps you with your time scheduling, because then you know you've got a little bit more time to get to me. And it seems to be working for us here. I'll be honest though, there was a time when we first got here, I was getting frustrated because I'd hear, we'll be there tomorrow, and I'm waiting for tomorrow, and I'm calling and calling. And I've actually had a couple of phone calls with call centers, and I've actually told them, I said, you're not in America, that's for damn sure. Excuse my language. You're not in America. But I find myself being able to be more patient here.
Here, doing the same thing. I love it. I mean, this is what you work your whole life for. This easy, wonderful life. Get up and do something. If you want to stay in bed all day and watch ESPN, do that. You know, I mean, it's just you go for the choice. I have the choice to do something, or to do nothing, or to do whatever. And so, to me, right now, it's like the best time in life. I mean, you save the best for last. You know.
I see myself standing beside this man, looking forward to the next day, and enjoying and being surprised by what South Africa can offer us. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm still exploring Johannesburg, but I'm sure there are other places in the continent as well as in South Africa that I yet to see, but I'm looking forward to doing that beside this man.
First of all, number one, get your money straight. That's number. You don't want to come here and go, oh great, I'm in South Africa, I'm in Nairobi, I'm in Ghana, I'm in the motherland, blah blah blah. And 6 months later, oh God, I got to go back. You know, you want to get your money straight, get your income stream straight. Do your visa process. You don't want to do the 90 days. Got to fly back to the United States every 90 days. If it's a retirement visa, if it's a work visa, whatever visa you can do that. Get all your paperwork in order. Get all your ducks in a row. Then come over, because you don't want to be dealing with any drama when you get here.
And be sure you are ready to leave what's in America there, because a lot of people come here and then all of a sudden they're like, I've got to go back because of my family. I want to be with my family. You have to be sure you can live in another country and you can deal with the fact you won't have your family just around the corner.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
As long as you come
be
here
honest with yourself.
You come with an attitude, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. You will make it. Mm-hmm. It's just a positive attitude has to come with you in South Africa. I don't know about the other countries in Africa, but I know South Africa, you have to come with a positive attitude and you have to want it.